Oh, hi there, I'm Ollie and I'm here to tell you about how to do some more press-ups. If you can already do a press-up, or if you're unable to do a press-up, I'll come back to that in a moment. But if you're already able to do press-ups, this I find is the simple, most foolproof and safest way to actually increase your density of press-ups. That's how many press-ups you can do within a given time. The linear method is what a lot of people will tend to go for. It makes a lot of sense, it seems logical, but it always ends in a plateau. By linear, I mean by adding a couple of reps every workout, by adding an extra set, by taking a day off and then coming back and trying to do more, but just by increasing the actual amount that you're doing. That will take you so far, but like I say, it will inevitably plateau. Going proprioceptive on it and hitting a few different angles throughout the joints and muscles tends to be a lot more effective, I've found. This is the way that I use, and it hasn't really failed me yet. What I want you to do is to just consider for a second that with a standard press up, you're bringing the hands down, so you bring yourself down so that your hands are underneath your shoulders and driving back up. The angle of the humerus in the glenoid cavity isn't going to change, and the range of motion that you're going through isn't really going to change. For the army, it's 90 degrees at the elbow, for the British Army that is, and 44 press-ups in 2 minutes. Not a problem at all, especially if you employ this for a couple of weeks. If this doesn't get you results, then I'll shave myself bald. Picture a clock face with your heart over the central position, and take that first press-up position and just widen the hands out to start off on 9 and 3. Do your press-ups there on 9 and 3. Switch round the clock, come back into standard and around, and there you've got 2 and 8, around one more for 1 and 7. And you'll find they're very close. You'll also find that the spine will bend a little bit laterally. That's not really the end of the world. Anybody who says that the spine must be perfectly rigid is wrong. It doesn't have to be. It's better if it is, but it doesn't have to be. When we get to 12 and 6, all that happens is the hands come over the heart and it's very much on the triceps. Swap it round to 6 and 12, and then carry on around the clock, working a press up at each point until you finish around the circuit. Do one clockwise, do one counterclockwise, and then that's a set, if you like. The way to go through the progressions for this, and by progressions I'd like to point out I've got a client who's a 75-year-old lady now able to do a press up on her knees. A while ago she had a stroke and had very, very little control or strength throughout her upper body. I started her off just pushing against a wall. So all she had to do was lean against a wall and do a couple of press ups there. She then progressed to doing the clock method against the wall by the time that she was able to do 3. Once you do 3 reps, I gave her this. Then it went on into the box position on your hands and knees, then the half plank, and then up on your toes. And at any point of that, you can start to incorporate something like this that allows you to get that extra bit of depth. So instead of coming down only as far as there, with this you're then able to come that little bit deeper and get even more of the pectoralis major. The reason that this is going to work then, particularly as you're going for the wide one on 9 and 3, you're hitting a lot more of the central, the medial parts of pectoralis major. As you come around to these different angles, aside from 12 and 6, it's featuring a lot more heavily on those deltoids on the front of the shoulders, and also the superior angle of the pectoralis major a great deal, as well as obviously a good bit of serratus anterior, which is the Superman muscles under there. 12 and 6, well, you'll find out when you come to do it, that's a beast on the triceps. You will love it. If you want to work your triceps a little bit, then crack some of those in. And quite often it's the smaller muscle groups that tend to let people down when hitting that 2-minute test on press-ups. So this is the method that I've found is most useful. I want you to go away, give it a try, and leave any comments below. Hope this helps. Take it easy.